Good morning, guys. So, for chapter 3, we will discuss the analytics for decision making. Okay, so where to start when it comes to identifying the opportunities, business opportunities rather. So we have two fundamental approaches in finding business opportunities. First is the outside in thinking, keeping tabs on what others in your industry are doing, using business decomposition and analysis frameworks to assess where performance can or must improve, and exploring the hunches about the business, what makes it tick, and where the next breakthrough may await. Second is the inside out thinking. This is to keeping a systematic inventory of the key business processes, also how to make decisions that are made within them, and of the key business decisions, also how they can be made more process oriented and benefit from more and better analytics. Now we have here list of industries where they applied analytical applications. Under financial services, they applied analytics when it comes to credit scoring, fraud detection, pricing optimization, trading analytics, claims analysis, customer profitability, shareholder metrics. When it comes to retail, you have the product promotions, shelf management, space optimization, demand forecasting, sales and margin rates, seasonal trends, and also the product pricing. For the services, we have the call center staffing and service optimization. And under the government, we have fraud detection, case management, crime prevention, and revenue optimization. For transportation, the scheduling optimization, routing optimization, and yield management have been applied. And lastly, the healthcare, we have the drug interaction, preliminary diagnosis optimization, and disease management. Okay, so we have samples of most common business challenges. Now, in order to better identify business challenges, we have provided the following list of typical business challenges. Although these business challenges are broad, many are common to all industries, sizes of companies, and geographical locations. Examples of some of the most common business challenges that business analytics may be asked to address includes the following: increase market share or the customer acquisition, increase customer intimacy, increase customer satisfaction and retention, increase customer wallet share, increase customer profitability, increase traffic and conversion, increase employee productivity and performance, reduce cost, manage and anticipate competitors, and gear up for new competition. Also, the increase customer loyalty. Now, here we have the analytics culture. Okay, so in the pyramid, we have on the top of the pyramid we have the managers, and at the bottom we have the employees. Okay, so to build analytics, managers need to make policies that makes it top down. To use analytics solution, it has to be bottom up, because the employees are the ones who gather data. So, the life cycle of implementing an analytics solution is comprised of the following. First is defining the business problem. Second is assess. This is to assess and secure the data. Third is select. Selecting and using the right resources, human and software tools, including the right methodology. And lastly is the implementation or the implement. This is in taking action, influencing change, and promoting a healthy culture. Okay, so we have here specific places where we established or first established should be endowed with a great deal of data that is not fully utilized, important to the business success, led by a manager who already understands the importance of analytics, and blessed with a cadre of people who have some analytical skills. Now, for example, analyzing web data and metrics is a good place to begin building an analytical culture because the data is rich. The people involved are typically young and technologically focused, and the web is an increasingly important customer channel for most organizations. It is also a fairly recent development in business. So, for many organizations, the state of web analytics is primitive relative to what's possible. Having an analytical culture provides notice that how we do things around here. This includes making decisions on the basis of data, the facts, and rigorous analysis. Getting to this point isn't quick or easy, but once you are there, it's a competitive advantage. Progressive Insurance, for example, knows that most competitors won't be able to institute a strong analytical orientation overnight. Okay, we also have search for the truth. It's analytically minded people don't accept traditional actions as given, but try to find out what's really true about how a business operates. So they use analytics and data not to appear rational and objective, but to actually be rational and objective about the business environment. In their quest for truth, they are intent on applying rigorous objective logic without preconditions or bias. Next is find or identify patterns and get to root causes. We work at identifying patterns in data or real world situations, regardless of your level of ability. Identifying root causes for problems is not just an individual task, but one that can be built into a corporate culture. Make data as granular as possible in their analysis. Better analytics usually result from more detailed data and analysis. If there is an average in your business, we try to the average and understand its variations. If you're using zip code data, try to get census tract or even household data. If you're working with households, Try to learn more about the individuals who make up the household. Next, seek data, not just stories, to analyze a question or issue. Non analytical cultures use stories and anecdotes to support their decisions. Analytical cultures seek data. They know that anecdotal evidence may be interesting, but it often isn't representative. Next is value negative results as well as positive. Since an analytical orientation is the application of the scientific method to business, one key principle of the scientific method applies. Negative results are just as useful as positive ones. That is, if you find out that an intervention doesn't work, it doesn't lift sales or get a customer to buy something from you. That's just as useful as knowing that something does work. Next is use the results of analysis to make decisions and take actions. Making decisions based on power and politics rather than on objective analysis is a cancer to the organization culture. It suggests that if you are powerful enough in the hierarchy, you'll get your way. And lastly, are pragmatic about trade offs in decision making. The best practitioners in analytical cultures are pragmatic about this trade off, gathering about data and employing analytics when possible, but not delaying unnecessary to wait for them. If the decision needs to be made quickly, they make it quickly based on experience and the best data available. Okay, so we have here the integration of analytics with actions and measurement. So we have the BAS framework pillar, where at the top we have, or the roof, we have the business analytics, and for the pillars we have the business challenges, data foundation, analytics implementation, insight, execution and management, distributed knowledge, and innovation. And at the bottom we have the success pillars. Okay, so discussing each of it, first is business challenges. Align business analytics initiatives to the most pressing business problems the organization needs to address. Next is data foundation. The data foundation that will support the business analytics process must be strong in terms of reliability, validity, and governance. And then the analytics implementation, ensuring that business analytics solutions are developed and provided to the enterprise with the end goals in mind is crucial for success. We also have the insight, where business analytics must transform data from information into intelligence and insight for the organization. And the execution and measurement, business analytics must be put to work and must lead to organizational action, as well as provide guidance on how to track the results of the actions taken. Second to the last is distributed knowledge. Business analytics must be communicated in an effective and efficient manner, as well as made available to as broad a group of stakeholders as is appropriate. And lastly, innovation. Business analytics must be relentlessly innovative, both in analytical approach and in how it affects the organization by developing solutions that will wow customers. Okay, so we have the analytics implementation model where we have the drivers, the facilitators, the enablers, and under this, we have the business analytics success pillars. Okay, for the drivers, business analytics implementation factors can be broken down into three types. So we have the drivers of your analytics implementation. The facilitators, these are the facilitators of your analytics implementation. And the enablers are the enablers for your analytics implementation. Okay, so we have the drivers, vision, and mandate. So the analytics vision is really about what inspires the analytics leader. What do you need to do to address the business imperatives and challenges for your organization? It should be a broad articulation of hope and dreams for how analytics can affect the business, keeping in mind what the organization needs to accomplish and achieve. It's about crafting the framework coupled with a successful model on how analytics will be implemented across the entire organization or across functional pool of resources. At stake is the creation of an analytical culture and the vision of one and how it will affect the organization. You must communicate the vision for the value of analytics in order to ingrain the culture of analytics across the organization. We also have the strategy. There are two elements that are extremely important to a successful analytics implementation strategy. First is focus, and second one is commitment. The first element of an effective analytics implementation strategy is to focus on addressing the company's business challenges in order of priority. However, in developing the analytics implementation strategic plan, it's especially important to look back and make sure you are aligned with the company's critical business challenges with each analytics project. This will ensure that projects may remain focused and avoid expanding in scope unnecessarily. The second element that the analytics implementation strategy should have is the commitment of people outside of the analytics team. Commitment from others means they are more likely to devote the time, the budget, and the resources to the analytics project and have the will to see it through. Most successful analytics projects will have at least one other functional group enthusiastically on board. Now we also have the metrics and measurement. The established metrics for each project will demonstrate the benefit of analytics implementation and will motivate cross-functional teams as your project progresses. And also the measurement. Measurement should always be part of the implementation process in order to track how the analytics solution are performing and to address the question, are we getting the expected value and the return of investment from our analytics investment? We have the metrics and measurement examples here. The increased productivity, increase market share, increase retention rate, and also increase wallet share. We also have the conversion rate, the customer satisfaction, average order size or number of products, and the average spend per customer. Also decrease operational costs, decrease time to decision, and optimize human capital. Okay, next is organizational collaboration under drivers. Getting collaboration from all key groups in the organization is a critical factor for bringing the analytics implementation to fruition. Changes to organizational practices through process, metrics, incentives, and skills must be made to deliver the vision for the ultimate analytics customer experience. Continuous quality improvement through ongoing change management is the norm to bring about an analytics culture. Don't start any analytics implementation if you don't have the collaboration of other functional groups and key stakeholders. Now we also have the change management still under drivers. Change management must ensure that every stakeholder understand and support the change. As a general guiding principle, it is recommended that you take a baby steps approach for your analytics implementation. Start with a small pilot group on which to test and learn. This will help quickly address potential implementation issues and minimize the impact on the business. Also, assuming the pilot is successful, it will reinforce commitment from stakeholders involved in the proof of concept or pilot phase. Okay, under the facilitators, we have the integrated processes. The goal of integrated processes related to analytics is to optimize the overall success of your analytics initiatives and ultimately deliver for the organization with the highest impact at the lowest cost. Okay, we have the key under the technology and tools on enablers. We have a key principles to consider. It's easy to use, business relevant, increase your team's impact, data integrity, and extensible. For easy to use, the ease of use should be considered. As you bring on new stuff in the future, you want a tool that can be learned and adopted by different user types. For business relevant, is each tool or technology business relevant, and does it help you achieve your business objectives more rapidly? So stay away from tools that appeal only to your team's intellectual curiosity. Increase your team's impact. Does the tool or the technology make your team more efficient and have greater impact on the organization? Now, under the data integrity, does the technology or the tool place a high priority on data quality? And lastly, extensible. A tool should be capable of growing with you and the changing needs of your organization. You don't want to find yourself forced to migrate to a different tool because your business requirements have outgrown it. Okay, so for the human capital, implementing analytics effectively requires a dynamic multidisciplinary team to be in place and available in order to achieve the ultimate goal of executing the plan and achieving your business objectives. Okay, we have here the Delta model for assessing analytical capability. Delta D stands for data, E for enterprise, L for leadership, T for target, and A for analyst. Accessible high quality data, an enterprise orientation, analytical leadership, a long term strategic target, a cadre of analysts. The Delta framework captures five conditions that must be in place for an analytical initiative to succeed. First is data. Do we have access to the necessary data of sufficient quality? Do we have the technology to manage this data? Under enterprise, does the process have the cross functional or cross boundary scope to make a difference? For the leadership, is there a capable owner who also has the backing of top management? Targets, do we have the metrics to track the results? And analysts, do the analysts have sufficient analytical ability as well as process or domain knowledge? Okay, so we have here the logic errors and we also have the process errors. And that's it for chapter 3. Thank you.